Hello, welcome to the first video. The first real video. Oh, 1 second, too close. Okay, good. Welcome to the first real video of this devlog series for the demo for The Last Primate by Arc Studios. So, why are we even making this game? So, one random day while I was taking a shower, the idea just popped into my head. Probably because people keep telling me I look like a monkey, and honestly, monkeys are pretty cool. So, I wanted to just create a game with the feeling of a world untouched by humans, that captured both the beauty and just the raw brutality of nature. And I thought it'd be really interesting to showcase how harsh the animal kingdom truly is. So here we are. Yeah, so what you're seeing on screen is just a quick showcase of what we have so far in Unreal Engine. And as you can see, we have a monkey. And right now, he's able to move around, jump, and swing on vines. Well, sort of. It's a little scuffed, but you get the idea. Oh, and I also made a parkour vault feature.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
So, at this point, I know you all desperately want to buy the game after seeing this, but unfortunately, we're just starting. And me and my two friends who are helping me make this game came up with a really huge vision for the entire thing, but it would take a really long time to fully develop the game end to end. And considering our busy rising senior schedules with college apps and all that, we decided that the full game would just not be possible as of now. But we all wanted to release some part of the game because we thought the game idea was pretty dope and stuff. Type shit. And when we thought our hopes of making our totally awesome cool game were gone, we realized that there was one saving grace that satisfied all of our requests. Game demos! Yes, we could just make a game demo. That is how we'll get our game idea out there and a not totally huge project that would take time away from college apps. So, the plan was set. We'll release a game demo for The Last Primate by the end of July or start of August. And it'll be really cool and a bunch of people will like it and we'll make a bunch of money, and most importantly, we'll be able to gauge people's interest in the game to see if it's worth pursuing during our busy college schedules. Okay, now you guys are probably wondering, what's the demo even about? So, without further ado, here is a presentation of the storyboard we made to show what it would be like to play the demo. The demo starts with a first-person point of view cutscene. It's pitch black, and all you can hear is the dripping of water in a cave, and some slight ambient jungle noises. You blink a few times to reveal the ceiling of a cave, and a small bit of the jungle peeking out from above. The cutscene ends, and boom! The player is now transported to a third-person point of view, and you can now press A to wake up. Additionally, you can orbit around the sleepy monkey, which is somewhat reminiscent of the start of Super Mario Odyssey. Aha! And now he wakes up. A new cutscene starts now, in which the monkey places his hand on his rumbling stomach, looking at his stomach visibly hungry. Then, some health hearts and a hunger bar appear on screen, with the hunger bar flashing at its lowest value to show a sense of urgency. At this point, this cutscene fades out and the camera smoothly transitions to a third-person perspective, the one you'll be playing in. And now, you're in full control of El Mono. You can start by exploring the cave to move around. When exploring the cave, if you go within a certain distance to the edge of the cave, you get prompted to press A to look for food. And when you press it, a small cutscene plays. This short cutscene shows the monkey scanning from left to right, and a small sparkle far off in the distance slowly fades into his view. Then, the monkey looking from left to right locks in on the sparkle and looks a little further and sees a banana in the ground for some reason. Next, the camera pans back to the monkey, who plays an animation with his eyes widening, indicating that he's realized that this is food he can eat. And then, it pans back to the third-person point of view that the player plays in, and transitions from cutscene to playable mode. And a pop-up shows up that says, "Current objective, reach the banana before you starve, and die." Immediately, to start the objective, the first quarter of your health hearts tick down to show that the hunger being this low causes you to lose health, just like in Minecraft. Now, this slide shows a 3D concept that I rendered up of the monkey swinging on a vine from the third-person perspective, and it will look something like this during the demo, definitely more polished though. Now, this slide shows the same vine swinging from a side view, just cause why not? This slide shows what happens if you either miss a vine catch or catch a slippery vine or a skinny vine that breaks or any other variety of vine that causes you to fall. And you fall down and disappear into the fog, and you have to start all the way from the beginning, kind of like the Lost Woods in Breath of the Wild. And it'll sort of be like a rage game in that sense, trying to get from the start to the banana. In case you've ever played any foddy games, let's just say it'll be foddy-esque. Now, this slide shows the monkey walking up to the banana. However, something seems off, because once we get up close, the banana in the ground is vibrating and shaking a little, which is suspicious because last I checked, bananas don't move, right? And once you get close enough to the banana, you're prompted to spam A to remove it. And once that little mini circle progress bar fills up completely, the banana removal cutscene plays. This slide shows the cutscene, which starts from a different point of view, and shows the monkey pulling out the banana from the ground. And then the final reveal. The monkey pulls out a toucan! Get it? Because like a banana looks like the beak of a toucan if it was yellow. This cutscene will zoom into the toucan's dazed, confused face, and then switch to the monkey's face, which kind of goes through a series of emotions from excited to hungry to confused and then scared. And now this slide shows what would happen in the cutscene when the monkey would let go of the toucan after pulling it out, which sends him rolling backwards and hitting a tree, and then the toucan on the floor, dazed, still with stars circling his head. Then the cutscene ends. And after this, the cutscene would slowly transition into a third-person camera playable view, and a fight would start. So basically how the fight would go is that you start the fight with the toucan, and for the first 5 seconds the toucan is dazed on the ground, and you can get a good few slaps on him, which doesn't do much damage though, lol. And then he wakes up with that little red thing on his head, which signifies his anger, and steam coming out from the side of his head, and he keeps making loud bird sounds that translate to, "Why would you put me in the ground?" and "You'll pay for this." And then the toucan starts to fight back. And I don't know if you noticed, but yes, you do have to fight the toucan with a quarter heart. Now, we'll make a separate video just for the toucan fight and an in-depth analysis and how we're going to go about building it, and then actually the development process. And I'll make sure it's very hard. So stay tuned for that. Now, suddenly, in the middle of the squabble, something grave approaches that causes a pause to the fight. A big, hulking shadow comes out from the side, with the bushes and fog concealing it, only showing its large silhouette. And it's the shadow of what looks to be a big animal, and it mutters a low growl that translates to, "Looks like my dinner arrived." So yeah, that's the full storyboard of the demo. A little cliffhanger for you. And on screen is a slightly shortened overview. So a quick note, I built this entire prototype in Unreal Engine 5, and while it's looking pretty good, we realized that for speed and ease of use and collaboration purposes, that switching over to Godot would just work better for me and my friend who's helping out. And here's one last look of our current Unreal Engine prototype, just for posterity purposes before it gets rebuilt from scratch. And yes, we know, the vine swinging already feels incredibly juicy. I mean, just look at that. Physics. And that's it for Devlog 1. If you enjoyed this little peek into the early stages of development for the demo, please hit like, hit subscribe, and wishlist. Actually, no wishlist yet, but subscribe anyway because we'll have a Steam page coming soon. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in Devlog number 2, where we'll start messing around with vine/rope physics. Goodbye!